Let's take some time to appreciate our multifaceted homes.
They're our refuge, our entertainment venues, and sometimes even our workspaces.
Today on PowerHouse, we'll look at what's new in TV technology to enhance our home entertainment options.
We'll track down those little energy vampires that live in many of our electronic devices and assess our home office energy usage.
And we'll try out some new and innovative gadgets that bring joy both at home and away.
That's all coming up next on this edition of PowerHouse. Welcome to a home appreciation episode of PowerHouse. Today we're going to tune up how we tune in. You know, our entertainment options available through streaming and cable and satellite deserve a great delivery platform. And so today we're going to learn about what's new in TV tech and how you may implement it in your PowerHouse. Here to fill us in on what's new and cutting edge is Randy Travis from Travis Audio Video. And Randy, explain to us some of these buzzwords we hear and acronyms like 4K, UHD, HDR, OLED. What do those things mean to us?
They're referring to either the technology itself or features of a technology. So, as an example, 4K, HDR, UHD, those are all features of a set that would refer to either the resolution of the set, how high of contrast a set can achieve. Then other terms or acronyms that you hear today, OLED certainly being one of them, is referring to a core technology, which is organic light emitting diode. So LED technology is using a series or strips of LED lights that backlight the panel, and OLED technology is organic in that each individual pixel has its own light source. So the result is that when you're looking at an LED technology, there's 8.3 million pixels on a 4K set. So we're using a couple of hundred LED lights to light up those 8.3 million pixels. On an OLED set, each individual pixel has its own light source. There is no backlighting, there's no bulbs, lights, lamps, so each individual pixel has its own light source. So it can produce a perfect black. And that makes the color gamut go off the charts, blacker blacks, whiter whites. And then it's emissive technology, which enables a wider horizontal vertical viewing angle, versus LED technology is transmissive. As I get at wider angles, I start losing some brightness and detail.
Well, I can really tell the contrast difference in these two and the color too. That looks purple to me now.
Right.
Now that you've pointed that out.
Right.
Now, smart TVs. Are they all smart TVs now? And what advantage does a smart TV bring to a consumer?
I would venture to say that probably 99% of the TVs from a 32-inch larger are all smart to varying degrees. So a smart TV, or describing a smart TV, is really a generic term that means that the set can either receive a Wi-Fi signal or a internet signal through an Ethernet cable to allow a consumer to stream content rather than subscribing to cable or satellite services or even a set of rabbit ears.
So something like that might be Netflix that people are familiar with, right?
Right.
It's built into the system.
Correct. Smart, again, like I said, is a generic term, so there's different levels of smarts, and it really just comes down to ease of use, what the set's capable of, and how good it can deliver that.
While shopping, what are other features we need to be aware of?
To me, I mean, really what it comes down to as much as anything is determining as a consumer, just really need to be concerned with a few things to try to keep it as easy as possible to make an intelligent choice, is determining, you know, how much space do I have where I want to put the set, so how much space do I have, and then it's a matter of how good of a set do I want and how much money do I want to spend. It's not so much dependent to me anymore as far as how big or small the room is or how close or how far away I am. It's more about physical space, where I'm going to put the set, how good do I want, and how much money do I want to spend.
So speaking of money, is it possible to give us a price range for a particular size of television?
So the two most popular size categories on the market today, as far as numbers being sold in the United States, would be either a 55 or 65 category. Although even larger sets are gaining ground, 55 and 65 are still the most popular size categories. And just as an example, in a 55-inch size category, just in the two brands that we carry, you can literally be anywhere from about $450 to about $4,000. So that's a huge gap, and it gives consumers a lot of choice. Where do I want to be at? And there's no right or wrong to that. It's more about, again, how big do I go, how good do I go, and how much money do I want to spend? In fact, sometimes people will look at the fact that, just as an example, would I rather have a 55-inch for $4,000, or would I rather have an 85-inch for $2,000? So then it comes into space. There's certainly an argument to go to an 85 for half the money and get a 50% bigger picture, but sometimes space comes into play and how good of a picture I want.
So let's say I decide upon which TV fits those three categories. Is that something I can install myself, or would you recommend a professional install?
We would prefer to install most sets ourselves, particularly if you're mounting a set. But even as simple as taking a set out of the box and putting the feed on and putting it on a stand, damage can occur. These screens are relatively fragile in that if pressure is applied to the screen, they can crack the crystals, particularly on an LED. Now on an OLED has a lot harder surface. If I hit an LED screen that hard, I could really easily crack it on an LED screen. If I hit an LED screen, you can see that.
Sure.
Of that light. If I hit it too hard, it can crack the crystals behind the screen.
This glass is really strong.
Right, it is. It can still crack, but it takes a lot more effort to crack it.
Thank you, Randy. This is great information. You have given us a lot of food for thought. Food for thought for you if you're considering implementing new TV technology into your PowerHouse. On average, modern TVs consume 106.9 kilowatt hours of electricity per year, costing roughly $16 annually to run in the U.S. Even when off, your TV will draw from 0.5 watts to 3 watts while in standby.